What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Brendan. I'm BManX45, and today we're coming at you with another video. We have a rules and errata update for the Digimon TCG. We are looking in at the AD01 Q&A. This is something we mentioned the other day when we did the rules update for the dual cards. We were going to look into just because it kind of passed us by with all the stuff going on with AD1 and all the premium Bandai stuff dropping, and we're going to be doing that right now. So we're going to be looking at the AD1 Q&A. Also, we will have some of our AD1 deck profiles going up real soon. We've just been testing and getting ready for the tournament on Saturday, so that's kind of taking a little bit of priority there. But let's get right into it here, and let's take a look at what the Q&A has to offer. And hey, if you enjoyed this type of content, be sure to smash that like button, comment down below. We love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss a single minute of fun. We have AD1 Greymon. Can I activate this card's Alterns effect when this card digivolves into a card with Garurumon in its name? No, you can't. It has to be another card on the board, and then you can use its ability to digivolve as well. So what does this card's X in text refer to? That's the refers to a card's name that contains a specified text or icon in the name. Its name, trait effects, inherited rule, digital requirements, stuff like that. The Nightmon has Dark Nightmon thing. We've talked about that before in other ones here. We also have Aldemon. Can I process the part of the effect after then in this card's end of attack on deletion effect without trashing a card from my hand? Yes, you can, because it's then it's not a cost. It's a you do the first part and then you get to do the other part. But it's a you may do this and then you may do that, which is the playing the tamer. So yeah, you don't have to trash a card, but it can help you set up your plays. So that's what it's there for. We also got AD1 War Growlmon. This card, Takato Matsuki and Gyomon are in Gallantmon's Digivolution cards. When that Digimon would leave the battle area other than by my effects, can I activate this card's inherited effect to just play one Takato Matsuki or one Gyomon from its Digivolution cards? No, you can't. You must play one Takato and one Gyomon whenever possible. Only this card and Takato Matsuki are in Gallantmon's Digivolution cards. When that Digimon would leave the battle area other than by my effects, can I activate this card? It's inherited to play just, yeah, so basically you can play as little as you have, but you have to play as much as you have. So if you have one of the targets, you can play one of the targets, but if you have both, you have to play both targets, which is kind of funny because, like, why would you care? Or Greymon, when a Digimon with this card in its Digivolution cards, but without Greymon or Omnimon in its name attacks, does this card's inherited effect activate? Yes, you must activate this card's inherited effect and use up its once per turn, even if the attacking Digimon doesn't have Greymon or Omnimon in its name. However, if the attacking Digimon doesn't have Greymon or Omnimon in its name, you can't reference DP or delete a Digimon. It's kind of interesting. What else we got here? Shoutmon X7, does the Digimon card played by this card's Alterns effect have to be a Cross Heart or Blue Flare trait card? Yes, only a Cross Heart or Blue Flare trait card can be played. I activated this card's Alterns effect, placed cards from this card's Digivolution cards under a tamer, then attempted to play one card. If I then choose the cards placed under the tamer for a Digicross on the card to be played, can I choose the cards placed under the tamer by this effect? Yes, you can, because you're doing the placing first. So they're there for the played card to use its Digicross ability. When I activate this card's Alterns effect and would play cards from its Digivolution cards, if I would choose this card for a Digicross on those cards, can I choose this card in the battle area? Yes, you can. I have a Tamer. Can I activate this card's all turns effect and play one card without placing any cards from this card's dissolution cards like the Tamer? No, you can't. If you activate this card's all turn effect, you must place at least one card from dissolution cards under a Tamer when possible and play one card. However, if there is only one dissolution cards, you can first place the card under the Tamer, then no cards will be played. So yeah, do as much as you can. That's kind of as always. I have no Tamers. Can I activate this card's alternate effect and play one card from this card's dissolution cards? Yes, you can. Because again, you got to do as much as you can. So if you have no Tamers to place something under, you can't place. Therefore, you can use the other thing to play a card from its dissolution cards. Gallantmon can activate BT12 to Takano Matsuki's main effect and digivolve a hero trait Guilmon into this card for a digital cost of 3. Yes, it can digivolve for a digital cost of 3 if you reference this card's third digital requirement to digivolve ignoring level, and the digital cost will be 3. What does effect don't affect mean? We know this, we know all these effect don't affect wording, so we're not going to look into that. It's on a lot of stuff. Blitzgreymon, when exactly is the timing for the Digivolution bonus draw? When a Digivolution would occur by this card's end of your turn effect, you perform the Digivolution bonus draw when a card is placed on top of the Digimon to Digivolve. Digivolution includes a bonus draw in accordance with the rules. So just whenever you Digivolve, that you're supposed to draw right away. After the card to Digivolve is stacked and the Digivolution bonus draw is performed, you process the remaining effects. So let's process the remaining effects. After DNA Digivolving, can the DNA Digivolve Digimon attack using this card's end of your turn effect? Yes, it can attack. If you choose to not use this card's end of your turn effect to DNA Digivolve, can I still use it to have one of my Digimon attack? Yes, it can attack. If I use this card's end of your turn effect to DNA Digivolve, can I activate the DNA Digivolved cards when Digivolving effect before processing the part about this card's end of your turn effect? Then no, you can't. So you have to process the other part first. Yeah, because it was still an activating effect, a pending effect. So we've got Garurumon. It's gonna be the same thing as Greymon. You can't Digivolve. You can't use its ability as it's being Digivolved. Doesn't work like that. Same thing with Beowulfmon. He's got the same thing. You can process the then afterwards. If I Dynasmon, if I use this card's on play when Digivolving effect to trash security, security card, can activate this card's all turns effect before giving all of my opponent's Digimon 6000 DP? No, you can't. In what order do a security effect when blank performs security check? So, and when this card is removed from security effect, activate when they trigger simultaneously upon a security check. So security check effects take precedence for activation. Upon a security check, a security effect will immediately activate without pending activation. For other triggered effects, the turn player activates their effects first. So same as always. If this card is checked from a security stack, does it security effect activate? Then does it battle with the attacking Digimon? Yes, its security effect activates. Then it battles. And effect. Matt, Ashita, and TK. 2 copies of this card are on the battle area. Can I activate the Your Turn effect on both copies of this card and play an adventure trait card with a play cost reduced by 2? No, you can't. You can't activate multiple card playing effects at the same time. When I activate this card's Your Turn effect and an adventure trait Digimon card will be played, can activate ST21 Matt, Ashita, and TK's Your Turn effect to reduce the play cost by a total of 2. Yes, you can. So I think it's like, so you can use reduction abilities as much as you want in tandem if cards would be played, but you're only able to use this because this plays the card. Whereas this card here just reduces when played. So you can use them in tandem that way, but you can't use 2 of this card in tandem because it just doesn't work that way. Tommy, Takuya, and Zoe, can I choose a different combinations of red/blue 2-color cards with different colors? Yes, you can. Referencing with different XX. And a card has multiple instances of information for an XX card. Part of the differing portions can be referenced and treated as differing combinations. Can I process the part of the effect after then in this card's start of your main phase effect without placing cards under this card? Yes, you can. Yeah, you can, again, that's one of those ones where you do as much as you can or as much as you want to. If you may do something and then you can do something else, you may do that first part if you want to. Marcus, Damon, and Agumon. This card has Agumon in its name, but is also treated as a Digimon card, but it is it also treated as a Digimon card or a Digimon? No, it isn't. It will only be treated as a Digimon if an effect treats as a Digimon because it is a Tamer card. Pretty simple there. What is also treated as a Digimon with X000 DP effect do exactly? It causes this card to be also treated as a Digimon with a certain DP. For example, if a Tamer is also treated as Digimon, it can attack like a standard Digimon and it will gain inherited effects from cards stacked under it. However, even if a Tamer is played and then treated as a Digimon in the same turn, it can attack during the same turn. Summoning Sickness. So, yeah. Unless you get Rush. Unless you Shine Greymon. Burst Mode gives you Rush. If a Tamer is also treated as a Digimon using is also treated as Digimon effect, it is no longer considered a Tamer. No, it is treated as both a Digimon and a Tamer. If a Tamer is also treated as a Digimon using the also treated as a Digimon effect, and it activates an effect, is it treated as both a Digimon effect and a Tamer effect? Yes, it is treated as an effect of both. Because the card is treated as both a Digimon and a Tamer, the activated effect is treated as both a Digimon effect and a Tamer effect. If a Tamer is also treated as a Digimon and is also treated as a Digimon effect, then another effect causes its DP to become 0. Is it deleted upon the rule check? Yes, it will be deleted upon the rule check timing. If a Tamer is also treated as a Digimon using that ability, and later it gains another, is also treated as a Digimon with 6,000 DP effect, what happens? The effect that later gives it a play cost level or DP overwrites the older effect. Any other effects later gained will be added. For example, if a Tamer is also treated as a Digimon with Blocker and 3,000 DP and is also treated as a Digimon with 3,000 DP, gains Blocker and can't Digivolve effect, it gains, then it gains and is also treated as a Digimon with 6,000 DP, and gains Rush and can Digivolve. That Tamer will also be treated as a Digimon with Blocker, Rush, and 6,000 DP. So you only get the one. You don't get it added unless it's like an effect adding the DP. can I gain memory using an effect on a tamer that's treated as a Digimon due to an effect while my opponent has your opponent can't gain memory other than by tamer effects activated? Yes, you can. When an effect is activated on a card that's treated as both a Digimon and a tamer, the effect is treated as both a Digimon effect and a tamer effect, therefore can't gain memory. So it gets through memory blockers, basically floodgate cards in certain instances. If an opponent's card isn't affected by Digimon effects and is chosen for is also treated as a Digimon tamer effect that treats it as a Digimon, will the chosen opponent's Digimon be affected? No, it won't be affected by effects. When an effect is activated on the card, it's treated as both Digimon and tamer. The effect is treated as both Digimon effect and tamer effect. Therefore, the chosen opponent's Digimon won't be affected by your effects. So as long as it's if it's not a tamer, it does. If it doesn't get around that. I have this card and one Marcus Daemon in the battle area. I place BT21 Rise Gray in the battle area by playing or digivolving, and the memory moved to one or more on my opponent's side. Can I use the BT21 Rise Greymon's on play when digivolving effect to have one of my Digimon attack, resolve the attack, and then use this card's end of turn effect to have my Digimon attack? Yes, you can. Even if you pay a cost and the memory moves to one or more on the opponent's side during the main phase, first any effects that triggered during the timing must resolve, then the end of turn timing occurs. In that case, once all of the attacks from Rise Greymon's on play when digivolving effect have resolved, then the end of the turn timing will occur. Because the attack has already resolved and isn't currently occurring, you can activate this card's end of your turn effect and have one of your Digimon attack. So you can attack multiple times when you move over memory, but it always has to be the fact is that the first attack has to occur because of the card that moved you over the memory. So if the card that moved you over 0 is the card that is the card that allows you to attack, then you can get that attack, and then you can use an end of turn ability to get another attack. That's where the thing's always kind of wonky, because usually like you get to attack by another effect, and that has already moved you into the end phase, and then you can only do that one attack in the end phase. So you basically just get one attack in the end phase because of all the different effects, and then you get the potential attack of the Digimon effect that moved you into the end phase. So, yeah. I have 2 copies of this card in the battle area. At the end of my turn, can I use the end of attack effect on the first copy to attack, and then can I use to card attack? No. An attack using the second copy is impossible. See, we talk a new attack declaration can't be made during an attack. In this case, the end of turn effects both copies can trigger simultaneously at the end of the turn, and you can use your end of turn effect on the first copy. The second copy effect can't be activated before counter timing because you can't declare another attack during an attack. You won't be able to attack using the second effect even if you activate it. So yeah. So 1. I have this card and a yellow Digimon card with Agumon or Greymon its name in the battle area. At the end of my turn, can I choose not to activate this card's end of turn effect? No, you can't. If your turn ends while you have a yellow Digimon with Agumon or Greymon its name in the battle area, you must choose one of your Marcus Daemon, and it will gain is also treated as a 6000 DB Digimon. It gains Rush and can't Digivolve effect. Then you choose whether or not one of your Digimon will attack using the part of the effect after then. At such times, once per turn is considered to be used, even if you don't have one of your Digimon attack using the part of the effect after and then. So it's a must activate ability. You have Izzy and Tai, 2 copies of this card. Yeah, same thing. You can't use 2 of them to reduce. It doesn't work. And same thing with the Koichi JP card, same as the other one we looked at. Imperial Fighter Mode. Does this card's all turns effect also trigger when this card itself is played or when one of my Digimon is in the battle area and would digivolve into this card? Yes, it triggers. In addition, if the played or digivolved by effects condition will be met if it was played or digivolved by an effect. Yeah, because alternate effect also trigger when this card itself is played or when one of my Digimon in the battle area would digivolve into this card. So yeah, so it activates itself. And if it's done by an effect, that's good too. That's like the what is it they were talking about? Like if you were to use EX3 Dragon Mode, if you were to use this card in the Virus Imperial, you could then have it come out off of Dragon Mode, and you could have it see itself played by the Dragon Modes when attacking ability. So that's cool. That's cool. So you can use it as soon as it's played by its, as soon as it's digivolved, it sees itself being digivolved, which I didn't think would actually work, but don't shoot a gift horse in the mouth. I activate this card, Omnimon. Activate this card's on play when digivolving effect, and when my opponent's Digimon would leave the battle area for the first process, an immediate type effect, such as a when blah blah would leave effect, cause this card to be removed from the battle area. Can I then process the part of the effect after then in this card's effect? Yes, you can. If an effect activates, it is to be fully resolved even if the card that activated the effect is removed from that area during the processing. Okay, activate this. Yeah, Digimon would leave the battle area for the first process. An immediate type effect, such as when this card would leave, cause this card to be removed from the battle area. So you still get to activate the second part, I guess, which is actually pretty cool. And then, when this card leaves the battle area effect trigger? A trigger triggers when a card in the battle area is placed in another area. Following areas are considered other areas: deck, Digi-Egg deck, breeding area, hand trash, security under a card, and a Digimon's digital cards are under a tamer. So yeah, there you go. Does a when this leaves the battle area effect trigger? Even if a when would leave the battle area effect activates, that prevents it from leaving. No, it doesn't trigger. So if it prevents it from leaving, it doesn't trigger. Even if it would have left, it has to actually leave. So that's Omnimon. That's AD01. Not a big, it's only 25 cards, so not a huge Q&A, but still valuable knowledge, especially to do with effects. Like, obviously, I heard about this, but I didn't necessarily believe it. With the Imperial Fighter Mode, I was like, that doesn't seem like it's right. Because, does it really see itself when it digivolves? But it does. So, they've clarified it right here. So, it's great. If you're kind of unsure about rulings, it's always good to check out this thing just to make sure things are going the way you expect them to. But that is our Q&A for AD01. We will be having deck profiles. We will be having a lot of stuff coming up on the channel. I got some video requests, so I'm going to be looking into that. But looks like that's it for right now. And hey, looks like that's all the time we have for this video. Thank you very much for tuning in, and we hope to see you in the next video. And as always, have a wonderful day. And that's all for now, folks.